Hello everyone and welcome to this session. We are going to talk about AIMCATs in this session and I'm going to explain to you how exactly can you do a good job with the AIMCATs. So without any further ado, let's get started. So to begin with, what exactly are these AIMCATs? See, AIMCAT stands for All India Mock Cats. This is a mock series provided by TIME, and by far, this is the most useful mock series that we have in India, because what we do at TIME is we try to simulate the AIMCAT series on lines with actual CAT exam. So in terms of difficulty level, in terms of the type of questions that you get, and also in terms of the kind of experimentation that happens in CAT exam, the same thing gets replicated with the AIMCATs. So the people who write the AIMCATs, they are well prepared to handle CAT examination on the day of your all-important exam. Now, who exactly are the people who will write these AIMCATs? See, the students of TIME from across India, they appear for this exam. Both full course classroom program or online program, as well as those who have enrolled for AIMCAT series, they are also the ones who write the AIMCATs. So you get a chance to compete with the most serious test takers. Anybody who is a serious aspirant invariably ends up writing AIMCATs. So the level of competition that you face, the quality of competition that you face will be of absolute high standard. That makes AIMCATs very useful for your preparation. Now the question a lot of students ask us is, sir, when should I begin writing the AIMCATs? Should I wait for the entire syllabus to be completed and then I start writing the AIMCAT? Or should I write every single AIMCAT that TIME provides, even if I'm not prepared for it? My answer would be, do not miss a single AIMCAT. Write every single AIMCAT. Don't wait for the moment when you should feel confident before you write the AIMCATs. Not the good strategy. Write every single AIMCAT. The benefit of writing every single AIMCAT would be you will get a chance. You will get a chance to get a feel of actual CAT exam. You will be getting a chance to experience what CAT exam is all about. So do not miss a single AIMCAT, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's answer the question, how do we do a good job with the AIMCATs? To begin with, it's very important that you work on your basic concepts. People generally, they underestimate the importance of conceptual clarity. See, do not simply memorize formulas, do not mug up formulas, try and understand the underlying concept. That would enable you to do a good job with the AIMCATs. See, many a times the questions, they seem difficult, but when you actually look at the solution, you realize this is all basic stuff. And the questions seem difficult, but it is not as difficult as it seemed to be. And it seemed difficult to you only because you lack conceptual clarity. That's the reason it's important that you work on concepts. Also, do learn formulas, but also learn how exactly is the traditional method of doing that question. So some questions will have a shortcut method. It will also have a long method, traditional method. Please learn both the methods. Relying only on shortcut method is not advisable, because many a time shortcut methods will have limitations. They can be applied only in certain scenarios. If the examiner slightly modifies the structure of the question, then you may not be able to manage it. Only that student who is dealing with it in a traditional way, long method, that person will be able to crack the question. So do ensure that you learn both shortcut method as well as traditional way of solving the question. Do not panic if in the initial AIMCATs you don't do well. Many students in the first few AIMCATs, they'll struggle. Their overall percentile may not look good enough. And sometimes they panic, and unfortunately some people even give up. That's a bad strategy. Better way out is you essentially write an AIMCAT to get a feel of it and don't panic. I assure you, even if in the beginning you are struggling in AIMCATs, with the proper follow-up action, I am 100% confident slowly but surely your performance will improve, and it is just a matter of few AIMCATs before you get a hang of it and you'll start enjoying the process of writing the AIMCATs. So do not panic initially if you struggle with AIMCATs. Now, properly analyze your performance after every AIMCAT. Now, what do I mean by this? Some things that you need to analyze include your accuracy. Are you having good enough accuracy? Around 85 to 90% accuracy should be targeted in quant. Around 80% accuracy should be targeted in verbal ability and reading comprehension. And same is the case with DILR as quant. Around 85 to 90% should be the accuracy in DILR. If you are not meeting those that kind of accuracy, that means there is something wrong, right? Analyze what went wrong. Did you commit simple mistakes, silly mistakes? Was it some carelessness on your part that resulted in the mistake? Or did you actually indulge in guesswork? You have to keep an eye on this and then take corrective action. Secondly, analyze your performance by figuring out how many easy questions were you able to identify and how many of them did you attempt and how many of them did you get it right. How many of the difficult ones, very difficult ones, were you able to identify? How many of them you left? How many of them did you attempt? This should be constantly monitored. Ideally speaking, you should be able to figure out the easier ones and attempt the easier ones and leave the very difficult ones for the rest. So there is a constant requirement of monitoring this aspect with your AIMCAT performances. Other than this, try and analyze and figure out what kind of questions are troubling you, which chapters are troubling you, what kind of questions you are unable to solve, and then learn exactly those kind of questions from rest of the material given by time, so that the weaknesses that you have identified, you end up making them your strengths. That should be the ideal goal, ladies and gentlemen. Apart from this, see how many attempts are you able to make. Are your number of attempts on the lower side? If they are on the lower side, why are they on the lower side? Do I need to improve my reading speed? Do I need to work on my speed mathematics? Do I need to work on doing maximum steps in mind, minimum steps on paper? How I can improve number of attempts? That should be a constant endeavor from your side. So these are certain things that I want you to analyze without fail. Other than this, whenever you identify your weaknesses, you should take corrective action. From rest of the study material that TIME has provided you, including basic study material booklets, online sectional tests, lot 2, lot 3 material, right? Whatever study material you have been given, make sure whenever you identify any topic that has been troubling you repeatedly in AIMCATs, make sure you work on that topic with the help of the study material that TIME has provided. If you are a full course student, take help from faculty members and get your doubts clarified on a regular basis. But make sure that you work on your weaker areas so that eventually on the day of CAT, you should not end up paying a heavy price for having those weaknesses. Keep refining your test-taking strategies, time management strategies. How do I attempt the 68 questions that will appear in CAT exam in 2 hours? You should have a strategy in place. And you have to constantly refine your strategy, make changes to your strategy. Do not hesitate to do experiments with AIMCATs when it comes to test-taking strategies. Should I do RC first? Should I do VA first? Should I scan through the paper before I attempt it? What should I do if I am in dilemma? If I have eliminated 2 options, should I guess? Should I not guess? All these are part of test-taking strategies. You should experiment with various approaches and see the end result. And by the time the last 5 AIMCATs happen, you should have a final strategy in place. Never experiment in last 5 AIMCATs. But refine your strategies on a regular basis. Finally, TIME provides you 2 types of AIMCATs. Regular AIMCATs and AIMCATs which are self-administered. Self-administered AIMCAT will have a code of essay. So when it comes to regular AIMCATs, you need to follow the schedule that TIME keeps in place. You will get a chance to compete with TIME students from across India. You will get overall percentile, you will get sectional percentiles. You will get overall rank, you will get city rank also. You will get to analyze your performance in detail. Solutions are provided for every AIMCAT after the test window ends. When it comes to AIMCATs which are self-administered, as the name itself suggests, these are self-administered. A student can appear for this self-administered AIMCAT as per his or her convenience. So we provide self-administered AIMCAT on your student homepage. Whenever you feel writing it, you can write it. You're not going to compete with anybody else. You're competing with your own self. If you ask my advice as your teacher, I would recommend you to start writing the self-administered AIMCATs couple of months before actual CAT exam. So probably from the month of September onwards, you can start writing the AIMCATs which are self-administered, because by then the syllabus, almost the entire syllabus gets over and you will be in a good position to write AIMCATs which are self-administered. So these are certain tips that will surely help you in acing the AIMCATs. I hope you like the session, and if you like the session, do hit the like button and do share it with your friends also who may be aspiring to write the AIMCAT so that they get benefit out of it. And do subscribe to our channel because we regularly upload this kind of useful content. Thank you everyone for watching this video.